Hello everyone, welcome to Through the Omen Pass A to Z. This is the series where I will be showcasing a commander for every letter of the alphabet from Through the Omen Pass on stream. Kind of. So I'm going to be using Standard Brawl for this platform. That's a weird way of saying that. Let me try that again. So I'm going to be using Standard Brawl to showcase these commanders, but you could use them in any format you want. Commander, whatever. Some of them will be viable in Pauper Commander. I'm just using Standard Brawl because I think it is a clean platform to show it in, and I don't need to have every card, and I don't own every card, so that's helpful that way. Whereas I do actually own kind of a lot of standard cards, so yay. Anyway, full disclosure, I am not operating on a strict schedule for this series. This is just going to be what I'm streaming, when I choose to stream, if I choose to stream. So, because I wanted to have like a focus for my streams, and this looked like a fun little project. So when I have time to stream, this is what I'm going to be doing for the foreseeable future. That said, there's no promise that we'll even get through all 26 letters before the next set drops, and I withhold the right to switch to a new series at that time if there's, you know, staying topical and whatnot. So we're going to see how many we can get through before Avatar comes out. Wow. And if there's anything that you want to see that is maybe further down the list, or you want to suggest something to break the tie, because if there's multiple letters, multiple options per letter, then I will, then I'm going to have to take my pick. I'm not showing every commander. There's like 80 or more. So, is that everything I needed to say? Let's see how many we can get through before then. If you have a favorite commander, leave a comment, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's it. That's me. That is the idea behind this series. So, what are we doing first? We are trying Eleni. Eleni mounts, because I thought that would be a fun way of doing them. So, Eleni is in web commander. That means you can play them for cheaper if you bounce them into your hand, and that thing has to be tapped. So I started building this deck, and I went, you know, actually, I kind of forgot how good mounts are at satisfying in web. I've been thinking about stations, I've been thinking about vehicles, completely forgot about mounts, and they're so nice. I don't have to worry about having a dead creature, a dead vehicle on board whenever I have no creatures. So I'm really happy about that. That's really cool. I like this commander a lot, like just the fact that they can spew out a ton of bodies, and then they can buff up those bodies in the late game. It's like a very good package. I will say, I want to throw out real quick that I did think a Demi looked like a really fun commander. I just didn't feel like I had the cards to make them work. So a Demi was also on the options for the A commanders, and what's interesting here, I think, is that you could make a really interesting deck where you're using White's tools to recur cheap things to just constantly protect your board, right? So you just have a board that goes wide, and you have a Demi here. You leave up 1 mana. If your opponent tries to Wrath, you protect the board, and then you play a cheap creature that says return a card of like mana value 2 or less from graveyard to battlefield, and you just keep doing that every time. Like, it just becomes a really, really like hard to interact with board. I think that'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of interaction, this list does not have a bunch of interaction, really. I built the list as a creature base, first and foremost, and then I went, all right, let's throw in a couple Wraths and call it good. So that's what we did, and I've done a couple of test games to make sure that it functions. I am ready to go. So Standard Brawl, for those who are not super familiar, is 1v1 with a commander, but you have a 60-card singleton deck as opposed to a 100-card singleton deck. And it's only cards in Standard. I'm just not a huge fan of Historic Brawl because I don't really like historic cards. The Rebalanced Alchemy, it's just not what I want to be playing. And I also just like 60 card. Honestly, I think 60 cards are just a really nice format. So we are looking at kind of a cool hand, actually. We've got 2 mana only, but we have a Llanowar and we have a Gallant Citizen. I think this is good. I'm going to keep it. Gallant Citizen is a card draw card, which I'm hoping will just be useful from the perspective of Eleni wants to reward me when I cast creatures. So if my creatures draw me cards, then I'm not going to run out of space. And they're doing more than just dropping a body. So opponents passed. They are playing the Jelly Balloon Man. That's fun. I feel like we usually play against people who are also Through the Omen Pass, but that is neither here nor there. I can immediately get a Lenny down. I think that's always fun. So we tapped our Llanowar Elves, which allows us to actually web them to hand because you can pay cost in any order. So they're thinking about a Lenny. Okay, great, beautiful. They are not playing blue, so I shouldn't have to worry about it being countered. They might just immediately kill it, though. We shall see. I have no protection for them. They're just hoping that they stick. And what is that? When this creature enters, make a bat. Okay, fair enough. It also has Battle Cry. Whenever this creature attacks, each other attacking creature gets +1/+0. Fair enough. I will play another green source. And I'm just going to play a Helpful Hunter. That will make me a citizen. Draw me a card. I will play another Llanowar Elves. The same one, not another one. And that'll make me another citizen. So pretty solid bodies, but we can't really attack right now, so no attacks. We did just draw into our Miriam. So as I said, as I was building the deck, I ended up leading in a mount direction. Not that I was fully expecting to. And I figured I might as well throw Miriam in. You'll see we don't have really any mounts right now. We do have this one, which is, you know, kind of cool. But that's all we have for mounts. So we'll see. Play another land. I really do like Sarn in this deck as well. So Sarn is another web card from the same set, and at the end of the turn I get to draw a card and gain 2 life if 2 things entered. So if I play Sarn right now, a Lenny will make a citizen, and that will be the 2. The question is, do I want to web that? I could tap the Llanowar and web it, and then have 2 mana left. Do I want to get the Trained Aeronix down? I think I'm doing okay. I don't really need to worry about that. Yeah, I'm going to tap this. I'm going to play Sarn. And I want to leave up... It doesn't matter what I leave up. I have Gallant Citizen. So Sarn's going to come down. We're going to bounce the Llanowar back to our hand again. Make another body. And we're going to play Gallant Citizen, draw another card. Okay. I think we just keep building a board, and then eventually we're going to push the button on creatures you control get +2/+2, and try and swing in for one big win. But we don't need to worry about it right now. I think it's okay to just bide our time, build a board, because we do have that pump for later. That said, I'm not really sure what Jolly Blue Man is able to do. They can make copies of things, which have haste, which could be pretty scary. But it might just be for value, right? Like, this is an ETB and a death trigger, stuff like that. Play a planes. And let's see, is there anything we want to do before combat? If I just swing in right now, how much damage do I have? So we can give +2/+2, and I think, yeah, Exacxes. So that's, all of this go up. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blockers. So let's assume they block you. That leaves us with 3, 4, 5 more bodies, each one swinging as a 3/3, or, yeah, 3/3. So that's 15 damage. And they'd have to block a lot if they wanted to do that. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, let's just start putting pressure on them. I don't think that they can crack back. So, and we have Vigilance. I always forget we have Vigilance with this. They could fully block our commander. I think we let them, right? If they want to do that, cool. We'll kill their creature. Yeah, I keep forgetting that this gives Vigilance. That's kind of wild. +2/+2 and Vigilance. Whew, what a card. What a card. All right, so yeah, they can't kill Lenny. Lenny, they need to throw 7 power at them. Okay, yeah, no. And the Vigilance means it didn't even cost me anything. All it did is, like, I didn't spend my turn playing a card. Really, that's what it cost me. But I was able to wipe out a lot of their stuff in the process. No, I feel good about that. Dang, Lenny feels good so far. Okay, all right. Yeah, hit me. Go for it. Cool. So that's other cats get +1/+1. We'll have lifelink, so making a copy of it. That's cute. That's a very fun interaction. I'll play another planes. And did we just do it again? They've got a lot of bodies here, so maybe I can't afford to. Interesting. 1, 2, 3. So they've got 7 blockers, and I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bodies. So only 1 body even gets through, and they're going to need to heal off the cats. Ooh, okay. Do I just have to wipe my own board? That sucks if I do. But it might be correct. No, we'll wait for them to swing out, and then we'll try and get them on the crack back, probably. So let's just start playing creatures. Let's go with Miriam. And let's go with, which of these do we want? What's this do? Whenever this creature attacks, while saddled, +1/+2. Any number of creatures that saddle it may be returned. Oh, I could like maybe bounce some pieces to my hand, then wipe the board. That actually might be nice. I might do that. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. If I need to, like... Yeah, if I need to wipe the board, this is a way I can evacuate some of my pieces so I don't lose as much material. I think I'm just going to keep the Land of War. I think there's a good chance I end up not really using it. I have nothing that can get through. I don't have any flyers. Yeah, no attacks. End turn. Sarn should trigger. I think Sarn is such a sleeper card. I think they're so good. Their condition is just so simple to like satisfy in a lot of decks. Not every deck, but a lot of decks. Ooh, gain control of somebody. Ho! They can't afford to do the pump, so it's not that good, but if they could... Oh, wait, really? Why did you do that? Do they have something? Okay, wait, what can this guy do? That's a sorcery speed effect. Am I missing something? Why'd they do this? They have lifelink. That's kind of cool, I guess. Am I an idiot? No? Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's clever. That's clever. That's very clever. I like that a lot. That is very, very cute. Oh, that's very cute. I've never seen that before. That's so funny. All right. So, as we mentioned previously, if I swing in, they're going to gain a lot of life. I'm losing these bodies regardless. Do I care about losing these bodies enough that it's worth it? I don't know. I was thinking maybe bouncing Eleni to my hand would be worth it, but I don't think bouncing the other effects to my hand is worth it. I think I might just Ultima here and pass. Well, here's a question. Am I going to do more damage than they're going to heal? They've got 8 that they can heal with, and I'm swinging for... Let's see. If they block 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things, then 6, 7, 8. That's another 3. So only 3 damage gets through. Now, it's not worth it. Yeah, I'm just gonna Ultima. Cool. Go for it. I just have such a bigger hand. Like, I'm not worried about being able to refill, right? Even without bouncing things back to my hand. Okay, Enduring Courage comes down. It's 4 mana. Dog Glimmer. Gives things haste and +2/+0. And when it dies, it sticks around. Ooh, another one of these fancy things. I don't have very many expensive mounts, but I have a couple because, if I'm going mounts anyway, I might as well do some of the sillier things that you can do with mounts. Alright, let's just start rebuilding. Do I just hard cast this? That might be the best play. What was the point of having all these mounts then? Well, let's see. If I don't hard cast it, if I web instead, I would have to play something like a mount, and then something that can like be used with the mount. And then I don't know if I still have them. Yeah, I'll just tempo it out. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Just full cast, play the Land of War to make sure we're getting value immediately. Yeah. No, I think that was a good reset. Our opponent had just emptied their hand. We have so much more material. I'm not worried about that. I feel good about that. Ooh, that's okay. I'm not a huge fan of that. 4 damage. I legitimately thought Overlord of the Border Villages was 5, but they can double tap it here, so I guess it's whatever. Yeah, okay, there we go. Fair enough. Fair enough. Dang. I guess we'll just... Oh, yes, I will take action. Sorry, I didn't realize what it was trying to do. I guess we'll block the 7/5 with a 1/1. Ow. Okay. Can we deal with this? Not really. At least not right now. I think we just start playing out things. We don't play Eleni again. Probably for the rest of the game, honestly, which is kind of a shame. Start with the Outlaw Medic. This does have ward, so they might not bother to shoot it. I don't know. Maybe that might be something. I think if we play a couple of things, we might like just start pulling aggro. Right? They'll have to make decisions. Yeah. There's only so much stuff that they can actually shoot. Put a counter on target creature. Yeah, let's get this up to 5 so if they have to use both pieces on it. I don't know why I thought this was 5. Wow, I'm so glad it's not. 5 would make this so much. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so they're just gonna jolly it. That's... Yeah, no, this is something. This is quite something. That's a lot. That is a lot right there. Whoo! Yeah, okay. Makes a token copy with the Jolly Blue Man. Does it actually have the balloon type? I want to look at that. Hahaha, balloon. Sorry. Then when they attack, they do it again. Okay, yeah, this is pretty nasty. All right. Well played. All right. Take 3. Okay. That goes away. If I can't get rid of the Overlord, I don't know if I can win this. Like, they can just deal so much damage so quickly. Arnix. Let's play this, I guess. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep sort of waiting, and we'll see what happens. End turn. I think this is it, though. I think this is just spelled the end, and I should probably move on. But let's see how they finish it up. That's a cool art. I like that. Sorry, I'm just looking at art now. All right, that makes sense. Do they pay? I probably got to keep my 5/5. It looks like. Oh, then we got nut right because they have the Marvin, so they're able to do it twice. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? That probably does it. You know, they could pay. They could pay for the ward. But I guess I'm dead, so why would they? Alright. Honestly, I don't feel bad about that showing at all. Like, I lost, but, like, that's gonna happen. That's just magic. Like, if you don't expect to lose half the time, what are you doing? Let's go do another game, see if we can get a W, but I feel good about that. Like, that was a solid game, back and forth. I enjoyed that, you know? I'm way more interested in finding a deck that is fun to pilot and has good back and forths than just wins consistently. I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing, but... Ooh, Murata! I love Murata. If you haven't seen my Murata video, I did play a 1v1 brawl against my girlfriend as playing Murata. I was playing Murata, not her. Very fun commander. I am not going to be able to deal with them. Ooh, Janai and Hoppy. They'll probably be coming down later in the series. So, that's fun. No really good early opens. I'll keep anyway. It's fine. Hello. Honestly, Ultima is kind of clutch here. I have very few ways of dealing with artifacts, and Murata is an artifact deck, so having Ultima is probably going to be pretty good. They're going to get to turn 5 and have played almost everything, and then by then I can hopefully wipe the board, and they won't be able to rebuild because their hand will be empty. That's the hope. We'll see how well they can refill their hand. When I played Murata, I couldn't refill my hand fast enough. Unless I played Endstone, in which case, you know, that changes things. Endstone is such a funny card if you could just put it into play for 0 mana. Very, very fun. Alright, what do we got? I'll play another green source, and what does Duke do again? Vigilance. Whenever this becomes tapped, gain a life and draw a card. Right, they want to mount up. Do I want Mentor? I don't think Mentor really does much until... You know, yeah, let's get a Lenny down. That's the whole point of Janai and Hoppy. So, I didn't read this card, but Janai and Hoppy are, during your turn, they have flying. Swing through. Do they have an interaction? Probably not. Very good. And then, when they leave the battlefield, we make a citizen. So we can drop our Enweb, bouncing Janai and Hoppy back to our hand, and we get a 1/1 for our trouble. And can keep doing that loop if we want to. Not that I really have any other Enweb cards, really. It's kind of funny to warp your deck around a commander with Enweb, because, like, you're only going to cast them for Enweb, like, once or twice. Or 3 times. And I think that's okay, though. Like, I don't know. I think that being able to Enweb a powerful piece early is worth having these options in your deck, even if you don't need it more than once. What else do we want to do? Do we want to drop something that's more expensive or something less expensive? How much does this one do again? Congregation Griff, 3 mana, 1/4, flying lifelink. When it attacks while saddled, gets +X. X is the number of mounts you control. This was like the, signpost in common for the mounts archetype. And I don't know if it was worth it or not. I think it was cool. It might have been worth it. Might have been. The thing is, I actually don't even want to, like, actually develop too much of a board, because I fully expect to need to board wipe on turn 5. So, I don't know if it's worth it. But, whatever. They don't have anything yet, so I'm probably going to want to hold this until later. Yeah. No tax. It's fine. They have a 0/2. Whatever. If I went to combat first, I could have attacked with the 1/1. They wouldn't have blocked it, but since I'm tapped out, they probably would block it for no value. Anyways, it's 1 damage. I don't care. Okay, they're up to 5 already. I haven't gone over Murata. If you don't know them, they can tap to have you cast an artifact spell that has mana value of the number of tokens on them or less, counters on them or less. And so right now they can, and they probably will, since it lets you do it at instant speed, on my end step, drop a 5-drop, which is kind of nuts. So let's see. I would love to once again try and get our Lenny down. Unfortunately, I don't have a 1-drop to follow them up with, so I'm not sure if that's even worth it right now. It might be better off to just play like a Gallant Citizen and draw and see what we get. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to see what we draw into. Gallant Citizen, when it enters, draw a card, but it's hybrid, which is pretty fun. Also, this guy's getting big. Beauregard Mentor came down last turn. Trampler, power is equal to the stuff. Okay. I might actually hold on to this just so I have something to follow up a Lenny with next time, because they cost 3 to Enweb, and I only have 4 mana, so yeah. Seems good to me. It's a little bit mana inefficient, but I think that's okay. Swing in, 4 damage to the face, 2 damage to the not face. I guess it is also the face. Alright, so let's see what they have. 5-drop. Does it have flying? It does have flying. Wait, is that it? No, that can't be it. Oh, okay, okay, yeah. Very good. We love to see it. Next turn. Okay. Huh. Not as explosive at the start as I was expecting. I really do like my Murata deck. It's so fun. Like, legit, if you're looking for a fun commander, I highly recommend Murata. They're so cool. I'm not sure what our opponent's doing here. Ooh, Scrolling Crawler. Huh. They must have top decked this, right? Like, if I was them, I definitely would have tried to get this down before their upkeep. So they'd want to do it on my turn. Huh. Okay. We'll play the Plains. And do we immediately... So I can Brood a Creature for 3 if I have a tap, which Hoppy will be. That will leave me with 2 mana left. So I didn't actually need to hold back the Mild Manner. Librarian. Well, actually, I kind of did. I don't have a 2-drop. So, yeah. I think I still want to do that. Oh, actually, I can just replay Janai and Hoppy. That's kind of the play pattern, isn't it? Yeah. All right. I think I could swing in with basically, not everything. I can, not these two. But I don't think they're going to try and deal with the Beauregard, because they don't want their 3/2 dying. They could double block, but then their Scrolling Crawler dies. Did I mention that? Scrolling Crawler came down, and I think that's a very funny, cool card. We're going to bounce our Janai back to her hand. Bada bing, bada boom. Janai leaves. Janai makes a 1/1 citizen. Eleni enters. And then I will replay Janai, which Eleni will see and make another citizen. At this point, our Beauregard mentor is up to a 6/6. Oh, and a 7/7 because of the actual Janai and Hoppy themselves. Very good. Alright. Thank you for letting me draw a card off of your Scrawling Crawler. If you know the card, it is at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player draws a card, and whenever an opponent draws a card, that player loses a life. So on my turn, when I draw a card, I lose a life. And on their turn, when I draw the extra card, I lose a life. Cool design. Very much like it. Valkyrie Aerial Unit 5/4. Did they not use... Murata's up to 8 counters. So they gain a counter every time you draw a card, but to a max of twice per turn. That's probably the simplest way of explaining it. Technically, if you drew 2 cards and then you played them, wouldn't work, but you understand. Oh, it's letting me pause on the draw step. That's funny. Alright, I will take the 1 damage. Thank you very much. Alright, what do we have here? Wily Duke is whenever this becomes tapped. Congregation Griff is whenever this is attacked if it's saddled. But I don't have any mounts right now. Sarn. I love Sarn. I never know if it's worth it to... I'm going to play a Hinterland Sanctifier. It's just gain life when a creature enters under your control, which I think is pretty dang good with this deck. You go wide so fast. But I don't know if I want to enweb my Sarn or just play them. I guess I should enweb them just because then I get extra bodies off of Janai and Hoppy. But I only have 4 mana left to spend. Yeah, let's move to combat. I will attack with... Oh, I can't attack reliably with Janai and Hoppy. You know, I think that's okay. I'll swing with Janai and Hoppy. We'll see if they decide to block or not. They might go, ooh, they have something. So we're swinging with an... I could have swung out entirely here, couldn't I have? Did I have lethal? Wait, I didn't think about it. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I had 20 damage on board. They could have blocked 4 things in theory. They're going to blow up a land with an Extinguisher Battleship. And, okay, wait, I don't know this card. Extinguisher Battleship, 8 cost. They cheated into play with their Murata. When this enters, destroy target non-creature permanent. Then it deals 4 damage to each creature. Cool. Okay. Could I have stopped that from happening? I had 5 mana. No, I couldn't have stopped it from happening. That's a shame. Well, so much for my plans. I was intending to get Sarn down, but they blew up one of my lands. So I can't now. Instead, do I want to get Wily Duke down or Congregate? Let's get the Griff. The Griff is so funny. Didn't hurt my board too much. End turn. Honestly, I feel fine about that. They wiped the board, including their own stuff, including their Murata, who was up to, you know, 9 counters, and they have to rebuild all their counters. Yeah, no, I don't feel bad. I know the last game I was like, I don't feel bad about that, and then I just like lost. But you know, whatever. I still don't feel bad about this either. Whatever. I enjoy not feeling bad. What do they got? They played a cargo ship. It is kind of like a rock for artifacts only, but it also can get turned into a vehicle. Ooh, okay. They warped in their Bygone Colossus, which lets them crew or station for 9, which immediately brought their Extinguisher Battleship up into operational range. It is a hitting for 10. Very cool. No blocks. I'll take 10. It is flying and trample. Okay. Do I just have lethal here? Okay, so they've got 1 blocker, and Eleni, I'll play up planes, can give +2/+2 to my board. So if they block my biggest thing, which would be a 5/7, then the rest of my board is 3, 6, 9. I need to find 2 damage. Can I find 2 damage? No, I don't think I can. Interesting. Yeah, I don't see a way of finding 2 damage here. Do I still do it? Or do I try and go for the Sarn so I can start rebuilding? I only have like 1 turn to win. I think we go all out. Because Like, the battleship just kills me in 2 turns. So I have to try to win as fast as I can. Honestly, there's a very good chance that they're just going to be like, they have the extra 2 damage somewhere. If they can find 2 damage, they win next turn. Well, okay, they need to find 5 damage because I did have some lifelink. I kind of forgot about that. So, we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. 2 life for me to go. Whereas I'm at 15 and they have a 10-10. So, we'll see. We shall see. I didn't develop my board. Because I really thought that if I didn't continue to put the pressure down, I would just die. Okay, so they had to hold back. Oh. Alright, expel the interlopers. This is my favorite board wipe in Standard. Might be my favorite board wipe, actually. Choose number between 0 and 10. Destroy all creatures with power greater or equal to the chosen number. And the most power anything on my board has is 3. And the lowest power anything on their board has is 9. So, did they see the expel before they surrendered, or did they just get bored? Oh, I had lethal on board. I'm sorry, opponent. I wasn't trying to slow roll you. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I had lethal on board. Because they only had 2 blocks, and I had 4 attackers, and they only had 2 life. Yeah. Apologies, opponent. Anyway, that is our first entry into Standard Brawl through the Omen Pass A to Z, starting with Eleni. Next time, we will do B, and I don't know what B is, actually. I haven't planned ahead. So, hopefully it's something other than Basil, because Basil sounds really boring. I guess we'll find out next time. Yeah! Okay, whatever. Outros and blah, blah, blah. Have a good night, everybody. I've been Darcy Bits. I'll see you next time. I do other videos, but I'm trying to do more streaming. Yeah! Okay. Ciao.